Hello everyone, and a warm welcome to this video where we're going to have a closer look at our dreams to see what they're trying to tell us at this moment. So maybe you find that you at this point you have very vivid dreams, and it could also be that this is a reference to the dreams you may have at daytime. So go with however this reading may resonate with you, but this is where we're going to tune into our subconsciousness to see what's going on there, and maybe we will even find some answers. So let's have a look at a few cards here to see what the overall theme is. And I'll just pull a couple of cards and you can choose to go with both of them or just with one of them. Let's see what's coming out here. Let's see what's going on. We have one card out. Let's see if we can have another card out. Okay. So let's go with these two cards. And the first card is card number 52. Maybe you want to go with the numbers as well. If they resonate with you, it can be numbers 2, 5, and 7 also. And the other card coming out is card number 18. So that could be the numbers 1, 8, or 9. So maybe just pause the video and reflect a little bit upon these cards before you move on. I will just read you a little bit about these cards from this I-Ching book. So let's have a look at card number 52. And this card is called Can and is talking about keeping still. Above we have the mountain and below we have the mountain. So this is about a mountain range, the quietness of rest. Mountains close together enhance each other's stillness and stability. They form a sanctuary where the demands of the world can be set aside and all movement ceases. When one enters into such a spirit of stillness, restlessness disappears. The heart is soothed into quietness. The time of keeping still will be followed by a time of movement. But for now, this moment is all there is. So maybe you want to reflect a little bit upon that if you have chosen card number 52. Let's read on the card 18. This card is called Coup and is about work on what has been spoiled. Above we have the mountain, below we have the wind. So this is wind blows against the mountain. Repair is needed. Wind blowing against the base of the mountain can cause much damage. There is no place for the wind to go, as the mountain is immovable. Thus, trees and dwelling places are ruined. In such a case, there is nothing to be done but repair what has been spoiled, working carefully to avoid weakness and vulnerabilities this time. So this is about something about repair over here, and the other one is about keeping still. So let's pull some cards to see if we can get some headlines on what this is going on. So for some of you, you really are being shown some images through your dreams that is about you coming into something like quieting your mind, going beyond the mind or behind the mind, stopping all this maybe flickering you find that there is on a mental level at this time. And over here it's about doing the work to repair what has been ruined. So for some of you over here, I sense that you've been going through a rocky period, or you are going through a rocky period of time right now. And while that process of demolition or destruction is going on, you can still start to heal and repair. So let's see what the headlines are on these two cards. We'll just shuffle the cards one more time. And over here, it's about service. So for some of you, you need to be quiet now to reflect your mind, to reflect upon where you feel your life purpose is going right now. What is the direction of that? Where you can use your abilities or your special talents and gifts in life to help other people, to be at service. And that also means to come out of restlessness and come out of old habits, old perceptions, or understanding your abilities. Okay. Over here we have positivity. Positivity. Because over here this could drain you where you are right now. So it's very important that you focus on everything that is positive, okay? We have two other cards coming out with that card, and I will just show you the cards here. This is also about forgiveness and healing. And this is, or you could even say forgiveness through healing, right? So this is about empowerment. So forgiveness and empowerment, and perhaps finding your empowerment through forgiveness. Okay, so there seems to be maybe have been other people involved in this destruction period of your life. And those people you need to forgive, because that is really about stepping back into your empowerment. Doesn't mean you have to forget what those people did to you, or putting blame on them for the role that they have played in this destruction. But it's definitely just about trying to see it from their point of view. Because when you do that, you forgive them, but you don't forget what they did. You don't forget about the pain you had to go through. But it's just about seeing it from their point of view. That's it. That's how you step back into your own empowerment. So think about the positive things. Maybe even with those people, go back in time and reflect on the memories that you have with those people, and take that energy to move you forth, or to make it through this time of destruction for you, where you are beginning to repair your life. And as you do that, it's very important that you hold the light, the light at the end of the tunnel, so that you know where you are going. Okay, and over here, you definitely need to dive deeper into your abilities. Your dreams could be about something that has got to do with a new hobby, for example, or an ability that you have forgotten about, a special talent you have. Because there's someone over here, I feel, that needs your energy, needs your assistance on a certain field, in a certain area. So let's pull some more cards to see what's coming out here. And this is also about past lives. We're going to have a look into right now. Something is being fixed, perhaps. Wars and battles. Maybe you need to be at service for people who are battling with their lives right now, who are going through wars. And you can come in and say, you know what? I've been through that before. Maybe you are right now also reflecting on what you've been going through in your own life. And there are some very important life experiences there that could actually be of service for other people who are going through some of the same stuff that you just came out of. So let's pull a card over here for card 18 and positivity. And here we have communal living. So I feel that for some of you, this could be something that you're coming out of actually, or it could be for some of you that you're going to move into this direction, living with other people. But for some of you, you're moving out of that, and that was like there's been a complete destruction of that. Something went wrong. Maybe you were disappointed, and maybe relationships were ruined. You found out the truth of those relationships because you were living with people. We all know that when we live with people, we get to see other sides of those people. So now it's time for you to rebuild that. Rebuild something that has got to do with community. Maybe it's in your neighborhood. Maybe there's been something there. Maybe it's at your workplace, where you need to build up now a new sort of community that is built on positivity. So let's check out the tarot and see what the cards have for you here. Okay. So the first card out is 5 of Swords. So go with the cards however you feel that they're resonating with you, where you are right now. Let's put them up here. 5 of Swords is talking about that there is some kind of bad communication between you and other people, or it could just be between yourself and your higher self, or that you're just thinking bad about yourself. You're in some kind of bad pattern where you're telling yourself all the bad stuff about yourself, or what you think is bad about you, or low vibrational. So however this resonates, this is about coming out of these situations where there have been bad communication, figuring out how to be of service for other people who are now going through perhaps these communicational battles or wars in their lives. And it could be, of course, that you are now coming out of wars and battles and beginning to figure out how are you going to be at service, instead of just battling yourself all the time about what you should do better or different, or what you just should be doing instead of what you're actually doing in your own life. And over here, I feel that this is a bad situation that you're moving out of right now. You're trying to repair what has been broken in different communication situations through this communal living. So let's see what else is coming out from the tarot. Let's see what we have going here. We have the Chariot. Yeah, you are definitely on victory lane here, trying to figure out how to come back into good management of communicating with other people or communicating with yourself. And over here, of course, also communicating with other people. But first of all, over here, you need to come out of talking bad about yourself or thinking badly about yourself, because there is a more important job for you than to just sit and do that. You need to come out and maybe even use your communication skills, actually. Because this is about, I'm not good enough, I don't know how to do that. But actually, yes, you do. You are good at what you're doing. You could be a good psychologist. That's what I'm getting for that, for the cards over here. Next card out is 8 of Wands. So there is definitely a new sort of programming coming in here. 8 of Wands is talking about stuff moving very, very quickly, So new relationships coming in. So this Eight of Wands could definitely be what's going on with you guys who have chosen card number 18 here. New programming, new stuff coming in that you can purchase, that you really need to go for, a new goal perhaps. And you are definitely, both of you are, both cards are talking about the Chariot here. So this is about good management of things, having a certain direction in life, knowing where you are going, success. And so we also see here that the sun is rising from the rain. I'm getting Princess Purple Rain here. I know this color is a little bit purple. So like purple rain, something is being washed off in your mentality or in your mind, your thinking patterns. And now your inner sun is rising, or the sun is rising again in your life to show you some new directions, where to go, where there's a new programming, where there are new information coming in, new wisdom, very fast, new programming of your entire DNA perhaps. You thought you were built on one kind of energy, now stuff are opening up to show you that you are so much more than that, or there are just more DNA strings opening up, or there's just more light and wisdom information coming in. And light is plasma, so maybe your aura field right now you feel is just being extended. You're extending that aura field of yours. New energies are coming in, new light is coming in, or more light perhaps. So let's have a look at the card at the bottom of this card deck, and here we have the Tower. Yes, so for both cards here, they are showing you that you are definitely coming out of old perceptions, old ways of thinking, old ways of communicating, and it's like a major wash off. Maybe even how you communicate, the words you used to use, they're not words you're going to use in your new relationships or in your new way of being creative. There's a much bigger creativity opening up here in how you are, in your psychology, in how you're thinking about things, in your mentality, and how you're using words. And this is mental activity, this is like physical activity, okay? So you're definitely on winner's course here. You are holding the sword of truth. And again, we have some signs here around your heart chakra, between your heart chakra and your throat chakra. So you also need to fight from your heart. And the heart is also the original sound, vibration of and rhythm of the universe. So you need to tune into that as well. Come into balance. That will set you on winner's course when you are trying to attract new relationships or attracting those people where you are called to help. Okay? Much more creativity, new light coming in, new ways of behavior. And also the green color is pointing to your heart chakra also. So there is a new rhythm coming in here, a rhythm, a heartbeat, where you're much more perhaps in alignment. That time will show that. But overall, this is showing me that you are coming out of your tower, out of old and into new. And where you feel perhaps a little bit naked here. It's like hitting rock bottom, right? But then we are ready to go out and build our bones and our muscles and our skin. We are being completely renewed here. So this is also a very fast energy. This is a reference to Cancerian energies over here. So also pointing back to your childhood, perhaps your roots, your safety zone. Read this into the cards as well if that resonates with you. Over here, it's a much more masculine energy. So it could be pointing back to some of the fire signs as well, Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. So try to have a look in your chart if you feel that that resonates with those zodiac signs. So let's have a look at what the fairies have to tell you at this point. How can they come in and support you? How can they come in and support you? And there's a card showing up here. Let's have a look at that. The Soul Shrinker, yes, card number 55. So this is talking about that you are coming out of old ways again of, I hope you can see the cards here. How you're coming out again of bad thinking, you know, thinking bad about yourself. And perhaps the number 55 means something for some of you. I know that 55 could be a reference to Metatron. Some of you might be working with him, but this is talking about cruelty, malice, gossip, curses, destruction, and blessing. And so for those of you who are working with Metatron, you can definitely go to him for healing and assistance to dissolve this. But there is something going on here where you perhaps have been under the curse or the spell of someone else. It definitely for those of you who chose card number 18. That's what this is talking about. And that you have been too critical about yourself. Many critical thoughts and even words. You have allowed other people to speak to you in a way that is just completely destructive, that brings no harmony in your life, and you have allowed people to have that kind of power over you. Again, back to these two cards. It's time for you to take back your own power, to empower yourself now through the energies of forgiveness. So forgive those people for having had so much power over you because you have allowed it. And so at the end, it's very important that you also forgive yourself to be able to move on into the direction where you are stepping into much more creative living over here. So constructive criticism, this card is saying, given in a compassionate way, that is part of being real. And reality is a good thing to be in touch with. Okay? So even though this card is talking about destruction and malice and gossip and cruelty, this card is also saying that this doesn't mean that we are supposed to be all sweetness and light all the time. Again, constructive criticism, giving passionately, is a part of being real. And right now it's time for you to be real about yourself. Where have you been talking down to yourself? Where have you been actually not supporting yourself, but being your own worst enemy? Maybe it's yourself who's had some kind of curse or spelling going on, maybe between yourself and your higher self. So this is now time to step out of that and take responsibility for yourself and not blaming others for where they have left you. Okay, so let's pull some more cards. To see what kind of guidance you receive right now, what this is about. Sometimes our dreams are also blessings in disguise. They're showing us something that may be a little bit hurtful to dive into, but at the end of the day, I find very often that there are some deep answers into the situations that we face throughout our life. So this is again quieting the mind, especially for those of you who chose this card over here. But if you feel that you are resonating with both cards, you just go with that. Willing to release, again, forgiveness through taking back your own power. Quieting the mind is sort of a sign to spirit that you are really ready now and willing to release stuff and trying to set different directions now for your future, to start a transformation through the butterfly. Okay, So right now you are really willing to release when you are quieting your mind, when you stop this kind of thinking. And I'm getting the image of just full stop right now. Maybe when you're watching this reading, you make a decision on stopping that kind of thinking or talking to yourself or with others in a destructive way. You just stop that right away. And then we have the uncharted sea. Yeah, you don't know where you're going. It's a time of excitement also. Eight of Wands can put you in many different directions. Okay, so the uncharted sea, you don't know where you're going. Sometimes it's flood, and sometimes sometimes there's a lot of wind and you know where you're going. Sometimes there's no wind and things are just being still. Okay, so you don't know where you're going right now. You're trying to figure out how to blow this flower into many different directions, all it sees. So where are you seeding for your future right now? Where do you want to go? Quiet your mind and figure out where is it that people might be needing you right now. Where have you something to give? Where could you be at service with your excellent communication skills? Where is it that there are, or where could there be people that you should be looking for right now? Where could that be? Where are you headed? It's unknown, but it's also extremely exciting. Okay, so so maybe your dreams are also about flowers and water or ships or transports. It could be about wars and battles. It could be about you living with other people that is showing up here. And maybe even you are dreaming about some really ugly creatures, something that is pretty scary, but that is what this is. The soul shrinker is about. It's supposed to wake you up on a deeper level. The soul shrinker, he is working with your feelings, your intuition, your soul, everything that is below water. Okay, and so maybe you're dreaming about that, something that is quite scary. Maybe even some of you have nightmares, but even so, there could be some quite positive signs. And with the bee over here, you're definitely very much connected to your divine direction in life. That spirit is trying to sail you out of troubled waters into some more smooth sailing, where you feel that you are more guided to be. So wherever you are ending up, you are being guided. Okay, White Doors, beautiful card. And this card is saying a moment's joy. Sands through the hourglass, yet time could stand still. A moment lasts forever in the bliss of the heart's will. So this is also, again, back to empowering yourself right now. Empowering yourself. There's some kind of will here. Will you or will you not? Or not my will, but thy will. Or a mix of the two. Okay, so you could feel that right now, quieting the mind is sending you out on a journey. Both of you, both cards here are sending you out on a journey here to have a deep dive in what's been going on in the past, in the present, and in the future. That's all the same thing. That's what you are going to have a deeper look into. That's what your dreams are trying to tell you. Where have you been battling yourself? Where have you perhaps been putting up with people in your community where you really don't feel you belong? You don't belong with them. And if time could stand still, you could do some kind of reset. Not that you should forget what has happened, not that you shouldn't take with you what you've learned or gained from these experiences. It's just that life is a circle in a circle within a circle. And now you have the possibility to actually make a major reset of that. Okay, a major cycle is ending in your life. You are going through new doors. doors of different dimensions perhaps. Could be between yourself and your higher self. There are some layers there. Or this could talk about your emotions, that you're going through different layers of them, because something in your subconsciousness is trying to reach the surface, is trying to make you conscious about what's going on a deeper level. But you're really having a tower moment here, so very important dreams at this time. They're really trying to make you come more awake. So let's wrap this reading up with just one last card to see what your subconsciousness or your dreams they're trying to tell you right now. We have one card out here, and let's have a look at 52 over here, what that is talking about. Your inner child. I reconnect with my inner child through fun and play. Exactly. You have some great communication skills over here, and you need to play with that, to have fun with that. So maybe you are a great writer, or maybe you are doing great readings for people or something like that. But do it through fun and play. Do it because you feel that you just want to do it. Don't be too hard on yourself. Okay? So that's a way to reconnect with yourself, and back to the sun also with the Chariot card. Your sun is rising now. Your self-consciousness is rising. You could even be traveling through time and space here also through doing that. When you speak or when you write, you're taking people with you on a time journey. Okay, so pay attention to that. How could you play with this ability of yours, your talent? Instead of taking it so seriously, instead of saying to yourself, I'm not making money of that, I can't do that, it's not bringing me anywhere, my friends are not doing that, they don't know what I'm talking about, all of that stuff, just let it go. Okay. And the last card we have for this reading, for card number 18, is about acceptance. I overcome my biggest challenges by accepting what is. Exactly. Again, back to forgiveness. Just allow yourself to go with the flow right now. You don't know where you're going. This has been some kind of emotional awakening for you. And now you just need to forgive everyone involved. And tell yourself that that is the only way you can empower yourself, that you can take your power back by letting go of what people have said to you. Back to Five of Swords. What did they say to you, or what have they been thinking about you? What do you think that they have been thinking about you? All of that, just let that go, because when you're coming out now in more creative communities or experiencing that, you will let that go, because you find that it's being built on a whole different foundation that is much more healthy for you. And so just let the old go as you're coming into the new, and just accept where you are, and accept, well, sometimes it's rocky out there, your boat is being rocked, and sometimes it's just more peaceful, it's joyful, it's loving, it's compassionate. Okay? And also having learned the lesson that you don't have to be sweetness and light all the time. Sometimes it's okay to say no, even though you are living together with other people, or you are in your community in general. It's okay to say no. You don't have to say, yeah, I can do that, yeah, let me help you. Sometimes it's also a no, and seeing things for what they really are. And this is also back to that reality check that you have with the Soul Shrinker over here. Accepting what is. When we accept what is, we can actually also start to change it. We can start to change our reality. Start to change our communities. Okay? Maybe even be some kind of beacon for others, okay? So I hope that this was helpful for all of you out there in regard to what you are dreaming right now or whenever you're coming across this video on YouTube. Either way, this is about your subconsciousness trying to tell you something, trying to make something real, trying to make you realize something, or trying to make you see more clearly, okay? So on that note, I'm wishing you all the best out there. Take great care of yourselves. The world is in need of a lot of love, so no matter how this reading resonated with you, definitely go out and be loving persons, okay? So thank you so much. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope I see you next time. Thank you so much, and bye for now.